just like Ren and Stimpy.
Stimpy!
Watching Cheech and Chong.
Hey, you want to get high?
This is Luke and Lewis, Triple M Modern Digital.
Welcome to the show, everyone. It's Luke and Lewis for Schoolies. Pump it, Mike.
So this is the
beat
final
is
day.
adequate.
This is the final day of Schoolies
Yes.
week.
Ending it on a Friday.
Yeah, well, that's where Schoolies ends. And boy, oh boy, it's today going to be one big party. Mike's jamming over there. But he looks a bit pasty, doesn't he, Lewis?
Yeah, because Mike's the only person who doesn't have a spray tan, so he's a little bit left out, man. You need to get into the tanning booth.
Yeah. So before the show, just about 5 minutes ago, we just put my spray tan on because, as you'll find out later on, I unfortunately
You lost the game. You lost a very important game.
I lost a game of Diet Ginger Beer Pong.
Yes. A reckless twist on the classic game of beer pong.
Yes. And also today we're going to play a very exciting new game called Is Dave Listening? Dave is our boss.
Dave Cameron is the boss of Oz Stereo, who own Hit and Triple M. And we're going to test if he's currently listening to our show later in the show. So if you heard that, Dave, you better listen because we could be playing that one at any point in time.
Lewis, it's summertime now,
Yes.
which means one thing has
Tans.
made a return. Oh, yeah, which means tans. Yes. No, it also means...
You look ridiculous. I'm just looking at how white your teeth look.
This is what I was doing yesterday, but I was trying not to laugh the whole show.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I had my fun. I'll just do it in the next 3 breaks, okay?
Okay, cool.
Tell me your story and I'll try and focus on it.
Okay, so... for those who didn't listen at the start, I have a spray-on tan.
Yes.
And it's very dark.
Yeah.
We went with dark bronze, which in hindsight is now a mistake because I'm one of the most pale humans. You know what? Say if I already had olive skin, I would be like, oh, Luke's went to Greece or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Luke came back from Europe. Nice
You
summer
look
holiday.
like you've taken a trip to the sun.
Yeah. So, summertime, right? Another thing other than spray tans that returns is cricket. Cricket is back, and it was in
It's just stayed left.
What do you mean stayed left?
Well, you say it's back. That means that it left at some point. So it
Yeah, well, it
stayed-
left during winter when
stay
footy
left.
came back.
Yeah, just go away, cricket. That's,
Yeah,
that's my point. Okay,
well, and the
Poor
reason-
choice of words, but the main thing is go away, cricket.
Yeah, so shoo. So, and the reason why I noticed cricket came back is it came back in full force yesterday because we, Triple M Modern Digital, and in the Triple M offices here at the building, oh my God, every radio, TV screen, computer, every screen in the building was the ashes yesterday.
It's crazy. I just walked in one day and the whole office switched from footballs on every desk to cricket on every TV screen. It's crazy.
Apparently everyone cares about cricket. And this really took me by surprise because I was just walking through the offices here. I wasn't really focusing. This was before I'd realized that cricket became... This is when I realized the moment that cricket was back. So I was walking through the offices. It was completely silent. And all of a sudden, everyone in the office, no joke, everyone in the office gets up out of their seats and starts cheering. Just, wildly. And I stopped. I was like, oh my God, am I on a prank show? What's happening? Am I the butt of a joke here? I'm the only one not in this moment. And then I quickly looked to the TV and realized Australia had just gotten a wicket. And it's that level.
Yeah. I had a similar experience. I was walking through one of the slimmer hallways in the building, and they have TVs everywhere for some reason in here. There was a TV in the hallway. Someone was behind me. I'm walking fairly slow. I was looking at my phone, and then I just hear behind me, come on. So I moved out of the way going, oh, someone's in a rush. But then I turned around and they were just looking at the TV watching Australia play.
No one's focusing on work here. As soon as cricket starts, and the bad thing about it is, like, great, everyone gets glued to cricket. The problem with that is it's a sport that goes for about 6 hours. Yeah. So you can literally get no work done if you watch the entire match.
I don't know how you can care about cricket. Like, I just never understood the appeal. Like... I don't get it. Like
this segment's very Triple M on brand.
Yeah, no. The modern digital attitude towards cricket is that it sucks. Okay, because I don't understand how you could like this game. It's you know what? It's like the monopoly of sport. Like you explain the rules of it, and it sounds really fun, but then you start playing it, and after half an hour, you realize, oh no, this is going to go for 5 hours. And once someone starts losing, it's just 5 hours of losing.
Yeah.
And someone just wants to flip the table.
Yeah, and it rips apart families. It's exactly like Monopoly.
Get out of here, cricket. Luke and Lewis for Schoolies. Yes, Schoolies! I'm 23 and sober! Woo!
Schoolies Week with Luke and Lewis.
Oh, that is
Yeah.
right. It's the final day of Schoolies. We're not on the Gold Coast, but
I'm
that's
enjoying
okay.
this drop.
Yes. So, Lewis, for Schoolies yesterday, we thought, you know what? How are we going to end the week? We need to end the week with a bang.
Well, I don't know how to end the week. I mean, you're organising
Exactly.
everything. I just signed up for Schoolies. I booked my hotel tickets. I paid for everything.
You didn't do anything because I
know.
organised it all. Actually,
Yeah.
you just rocked up.
with a spray tan.
Yeah.
Ready
I
to-
gave you that too.
ready
You
to boogie.
actually didn't do anything.
Yeah, and it's been the best Schoolies I've ever gone on.
Yes. Own only.
Yes.
Trust me, if you had been on the actual one, this would have been better.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Because you've got a custom Schoolies from me, from a
Yeah, a
Schoolies
custom
veteran.
Lewis-specific Schoolies. You
Yeah.
know, I got a spray tan.
We did lemon cordial shots.
Lemon cordial shots. I swore on radio.
Yeah. You've been getting pretty loose, actually. So I thought we'd round out the week with a pretty popular Schoolies game is beer pong, isn't
Yes.
it?
And-
It's where you play on a table tennis table with cups in a triangle formation, and you throw ping pong balls into the other person's cup. It's a drinking game, right?
Yeah, and I've seen this game being played so often, and I always want to play it because it looks really fun. Because I go to parties and things, but it's always filled with alcohol, so I just can't play. I mean, at best, I could have a shot at throwing a ping pong ball in, but I can never lose because I'm not allowed to drink the cups.
Well, you are allowed. You choose not to drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Legally, you're not 17.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just want to establish that for new listeners.
I just live the life of a 16-year-old. I read
Yes.
comic books. I don't drink, and
Yeah.
I hang out at my mum's house.
Yeah, true. So what we decided to do, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to take this experience away from you just because you don't drink.
Yeah.
So I organised a game of diet ginger beer pong. It was originally supposed to be ginger beer, went down to Coles, realised
Yeah, I'm
halfway
not on a
up...
diet.
Well, I realised halfway up the elevator that I'd accidentally I just bought the first thing I saw. I'd bought diet ginger beer pong, but that's great. Low carbs.
Slimming.
We were slimming while we were partying, and not often does that happen.
No,
So
no.
you're welcome. And that's the custom Schoolies experience that you wouldn't get on the Gold Coast.
I'm having a loose yet very healthy
Yeah.
Schoolies.
Exactly.
Incredible.
I mean, in Bali, you'd probably get something. You wouldn't get diet ginger beer. You'd probably get it, spiked. Yeah. But this is so. But we thought, this is a bit boring, isn't it? Bit of diet ginger beer pong. There's no stakes.
Yeah,
So
there
I
needs- someone
decided
needs to lose.
to raise the stakes up to maximum levels and play high stakes diet ginger beer pong. So we set a couple of ground rules for if I win. Right, so really you were set on me getting a spray tan.
Yeah, because I felt a little bit left out with the spray tan.
It's your Schoolies, it's not for me.
Yeah, but you're here. You're being a toolie. You might as well, act the part, man. So I thought, look, if I win this thing, you also have to get a spray tan, so we're matching.
Yes. And then I thought, well, look, that's pretty bad. I really don't want a spray tan. So I was like, you know what? Let's raise it up and let's make this loose. Let's make this week wild. If Lewis wins. So if I win, Lewis had to do a nudie run on the beach.
Which I don't
You would
want to
have looked
do.
good. You were tan.
Mate, I would have got arrested.
And it looked good.
That's
In
true.
the process, your mugshot would have been damn fine.
So after the break, we're going to play what happened during the game, and we'll find out who lost. This is Luke
it's
and
pretty
Lewis.
obvious who lost.
Luke and Lewis for lunch.
Before the break, Lewis, we were doing Luke and Lewis for Schoolies. So let's
Yes.
play the opener. I very briefly forgot about it.
Yes, Schoolies! Up 23 and sober! Woo!
Schoolies Week with Luke and Lewis.
Man, how could you forget about this?
I was sick.
You were drinking too much last night.
Yeah, way too much giant ginger beer. Yesterday, after the show, we decided to do a classic Schoolies game of beer pong, but Lewis doesn't drink, so I decided to make a custom game called Diet Ginger Beer Pong, but we wanted to raise the stakes, Lewis.
Yes. So we thought that if I lose, I would have to do a nudie run on the beach with my spray tan on, which I wasn't keen to do because
Yeah, you were.
public
You
beach.
knew you looked good.
Yeah, I did look good, but I just didn't want to get arrested. We would have had to wait till 9 p.m. when there was no children and families there. But and then what's the point of my suntan? It's not a moon tan.
No, but you still would have looked good in the moonlight. Out
I
there.
would be
You'd look
mooning a
very
lot of
bronzed.
people.
Yeah. And if I lost the game of Diet Ginger Beer Pong, I had to get a spray tan like you yesterday. And I wasn't keen at all because I'd walked around with you all day yesterday when you had the spray tan. And it was humiliating.
Oh, it sucked.
Everyone's just like, oh, that's your mate. And I was like, yeah, that's my friend. And I did it to him.
Humiliating for you. I
Well,
was the one with the tan.
No, people kept bagging my tan all day. today. I was pretty confident at first. I thought it looked good, and then all these people were like, "Oh, you didn't apply it right," and I was like, "Hey, I applied it," and they were like, "Well, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, trying to give my friend a nice bronze summer look,"
Yeah.
and all these people are pooping on it.
Well, normally I get the train home from work, but last night I got an Uber.
You would have got 1 star. Did you? Did you get a bad rating? Did you?
I actually haven't checked. I would have stunk up his car.
Yeah, you would have stunk up
I
his
did
car. You
notice.
would have made it messy because
Yeah.
you were all bronzy.
Yeah,
And,
there's bronze all over the desk and my laptop.
Yeah.
I did notice that while he was driving me home, he kept looking in the rear vision mirror at my face.
I would have thought you had a skin condition.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, nah, mate, just on Schoolies, 23.
Yeah, so what we're going to do now for you is we're going to play the recording of
So,
how that game went.
This is how the Diet Ginger Beer Pong match went down.
For Lewis's last day of Schoolies, we played a high-stakes game of Diet Ginger Beer Pong. If I win, Lewis has to do a nudie run.
But if I win, Luke has to get a spray tan like mine.
Game on!
The game started and balls landed in cups left, right and centre.
Mostly centre though, because that's where we put them as per the rules.
Yeah, I can't put on a fake tan and take my clothes off.
Well, that look good. We should have tanned everywhere.
The tension was building. Luke had 2 cups left and Lewis only had 1.
Nudie run, nudie run. What do the people want? Not really that, but it's gotta happen anyway. Lewis has 1 cup left between him and a nudie run on the beach.
Look, I really don't want to do this, but if it comes down to me doing a nudie run, you know I'm going to look fantastic.
You will.
Hey! Now we're even.
And finally it came down to this. 1 cup remaining for both competitors.
Luke to serve.
How are you feeling? 1 cup left.
I really, I'm looking at you right now, and I know we have the Christmas party tomorrow night, and it starts at 4:30, and I'm going to look exactly like that. So very nervous.
I used the power of focus and fear of getting naked on a public beach as I lined up my shot.
As one final distraction technique, I decided to show my bare derriere to Lewis.
But unfortunately for Luke, bare derrieres only makes my focus stronger. And there we have it. The game is over. The winner of Diet Ginger Beer Pong is me.
Which means now I have to get a spray tan, which I'm really not happy about.
That's right. I won Diet Ginger Beer Pong despite your attempts at cheating.
I wasn't cheating. I was just a distraction technique. I thought, oh, look, Lewis is probably going to be thinking about his nudie run right now. So if I give him a full moon, it might, he might see into that gaping hole and looking at his future. And I thought it might distract you, but it really made you focus way more.
No, to be honest, when you did pull your pants down, I started aiming for that hole, and then I actually missed and got it into the cup, which was a happy coincidence. And now,
But now my spray tan looks utterly ridiculous, and people are outside. There's tradies right now.
they're just
outside.
staring at you. You know why? Because we're in Triple M. Everybody thinks that Shane Warne has walked into the studio.
And also, I'm wearing a tie-dye singlet, and I look like a fool.
Yeah, so
But
Shane Warne.
I'm a toolie, so...
Exactly. So, after the break, what we're going to do is we're going to come back and we're going to play what happened when Luke received his spray tan by me. And you know what? I learned from what you did to me, and I think that what I've done is a masterpiece and an improvement on the original.
I'm not happy about this.
Schoolies Week with Luke and Lewis.
Yeah, boy!
I thought you were pretending to be a DJ, but you were just trying to plug in your laptop cord then.
I
I
am
thought
a
you were
DJ.
like trying to mix a fake beat, and I was like, man, you're not fooling anyone.
Mate, I don't need to mix anything, right? I'm on Schoolies. There's DJs galore. All the DJs are pre-booked. They're prepaid. I go into any club that I want, and there's just a DJ playing, mixing. I saw Will Sparks the other day. I saw, one of the other ones.
Lewis has been hallucinating everyone because we haven't
Well.
been to any clubs. So Lewis, as part of Schoolies week, you got a spray tan yesterday.
Yes.
On the show. You looked very bronze. It looked nice. I think it improved your complexion because usually you're pretty pasty.
Oh, yeah, I'm borderline reflective normally.
You're transparent.
But no, I got a spray tan and I looked great. I walked throughout the whole office. Everyone was looking at me. Everyone was staring. I had my shirt off. People checking me out. I got picked up by Kirsty, who works in the office. I got picked up by Christian. So, I was picking up people on all sides of the gender spectrum.
Both employees with strong senses of humour.
Yeah, which is exactly what I look for in a Schoolies hookup.
And then yesterday after the show, we played Diet Ginger Beer Pong because you don't drink, and it was high stakes, and I lost, which meant I had to get a spray tan of my own.
Which is just great, because if I lost, I would have had to do a nudie run, and wasn't too keen on actually getting arrested for Schoolies.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't know.
Depends if you want to do Schoolies right.
I feel like if I got arrested and they took my driver's license and they looked at my age and it said 23 and they said, "What are you doing, mate?" And I said, "Oh, come on, let me have some fun, boys. I'm on Schoolies." They'd be like, "You're 23.
Yeah,
and you were naked at the beach."
And also, it would have been a learner's permit because you don't drive. So they just would have been like, "This is like the worst fake ID ever."
Lock this guy up.
But I didn't get arrested myself at Schoolies, and I regret it every single day of my life. I look at my criminal record, and it's clean as hell, and I'm like, man, I haven't lived.
Oh, maybe I would just go downstairs and start a fight.
Yeah,
just in the street. There's cops around the corner. We can get it done.
Nah, you know what? We'll think about it over the weekend.
All right.
We'll reassess that content idea. So before the show, we did my spray tan,
Yes.
and on the rooftop, you took me out there and you applied it this time.
Yeah, I used I paid attention to what you did to me, and I used that knowledge, and I did it to you 3 times as bad.
Yeah.
So.
And this is how it went.
Because Luke lost Diet Ginger Beer Pong, he has to get the same spray tan that I did. Here's a quick tip. Cover your eyes. Okay, you ready? Bon appetit. This is like spray tanning a really ugly pale canvas. This is great. How do you feel?
I feel like I should have gone to university. It looked horrible. You did it so patchy.
It still looks horrible.
Yeah.
Mate, you did it patchy as
I
well.
did it great on you. You looked awesome yesterday, and you've just completely ruined my day.
No,
you tried to make it look bad.
There was like patches that were kind of okay tanned on me, and then on my upper chest it was just looks like dirt. It looks like I've got
I
like
styled it that way
burns in one area.
Yeah, that's cool and hip, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, as long as it's a stylistic
People are running
choice.
in house fires these days for the look.
Now, Luke, I hate to break it to you, but seeing as I've had my tan for a day, I've gone home and I've had a shower, I've tried to wash it off. It doesn't wash off. So I think you're going to be looking very tan. Well, we're going to look very tan for the Christmas work party, which is tonight.
Yeah, I'm not looking. The thing that annoys me about that is people are going to think we've tanned for the work party because no one here really knows who we are. They don't follow our show.
No.
So people are just going to because lots of women have come into the office today with their brand new spray tans. They're ready to party it up
and can
tonight.
I say, ladies, get an original idea. Okay?
Yeah, we
Just
did that
because
yesterday.
We did it just doesn't
We've
mean
been
that you
doing
have to
that
do it.
since 24 hours ago. It's
Yeah,
like we're the
exactly.
first people to ever think of doing that.
Absolutely. Don't just show up with a spray tan just because I look great with it. Okay,
Yeah.
get some original standards.
I don't think they saw you and was like, I want that. That you weren't like,
I beg to differ. I've seen a few ladies in the office that have definitely gone for that one. Don't worry, nobody listens to this station. It's not like they're going to fire us for that.
the work party will be very interesting tonight.
Yeah, because people are going to think that we've done this for the party, which it doesn't make sense because the theme is denim and diamonds, not spray tan and idiots.
People are going to be like, ooh, people are going to think celebrities have walked in. Like, oh, is that Brett Aniston? Oh, no, just Luke and Lewis.
Luke and Lewis for Schoolies. Welcome to a very special guest, James Blake, who was pushing buttons and was desperately bored in another studio and asked for us to save him.
But actually, we begged him to come on our show.
Yeah, that's true. Welcome, James.
How you going, guys?
Yeah, I'm good.
You've been on the show before. You helped me in my intervention with Lewis. People might be familiar with him. And you're on some of our earlier demo tapes. So people may be familiar with James.
OG boys might know.
But if you are a new listener, then if you're not an OG
in
boy,
the presence of OG's radio mic,
Yeah.
please don't refrain. Turn your mic off and stay silent. Face the wall.
and the reason why we got James Blake into the studio today is because we have the office Christmas party tonight. And
Yes.
James is an office Christmas party veteran. And when I say veteran, he's been to one and we've been to none. So we
Yeah.
wanted to find out a bit more, like, what happens at the office Christmas party? Because we're both excited.
Yeah, I remember last year working up to it. This is what I was working towards. I was a new boy in around about June, July.
Ooh,
and
an
I
OG boy.
And I was pushing for this Christmas party in December. It's
Yeah.
very exciting.
Yeah.
Because I've worked in offices before, and but just call center stuff, like places where
right.
people don't like their jobs. So the Christmas party is exactly like work, where everyone hates being there, but they're holding a beer. So I don't have high hopes for this thing. But the
So
only
you're
difference-
depressed while holding a depressant. It's not
Yeah.
a great... Yeah, but this party, everyone loves being here,
Oh, it's
and they're
radio.
holding beers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
is it a difference?
Oh, it's massive. Like, it is such a good night.
Oh,
So,
cool.
So were there any highlights from last year's event?
Well,
Where was it held?
Spill the beans.
last year's event was held in the office. Now, if it's any
Already,
indicator-
I can tell
Yeah.
that James is dancing around in his head,
Yeah.
trying to think of all the things that he's not allowed to say, which means great party.
Yeah. So, if it's any indicator how good last year's was, we're not having it in the office this year.
Wow. We've been
Yeah.
kicked out of our own space.
Yeah. I think the absolute highlight would be a certain Brendan Favola frequents this building.
Yeah.
And he started belting out horses, Daryl Braithwaite. He loves it.
Fev singing horses a cappella happened.
A cappella, and then
On the
just-
roof.
With a
Rooftop?
chorus of employees?
Yeah,
God, that would have been
everyone-
a sight.
everyone
That's
got
great.
it on the rooftop, and then we're in an industrial / residential area.
Yeah.
So the particular time of night.
Residustrial.
Yeah,
is the correct term.
And particular residents around here didn't like that, and
The industrial people.
and some
This is the
yeah,
residential area.
yep, there was just one builder.
Just said it again, everyone.
So lots of homeowners and industry owners were annoyed. And was there a noise complaint?
There was a noise complaint, and our lovely friends who like to wear blue came up.
the police.
The police,
The
came
cops
up.
were called,
The cops were called.
because that's the most un-Australian thing. When Fev starts singing horses on a rooftop, the cops should only be coming to join in.
No,
Like,
the
they should
police-
only be coming for backup vocals and no other reason.
The police should be arresting everyone who's not joining in. Like
And-
anyone who complains should go straight to jail. I hope they're still there.
And how did you pull up after the party
Well,
last year?
I was so
What time did you leave?
7 a.m. But like, I was so scared and spooked when the cops came because I'm goody two shoes. Like, I've never once, jaywalking, but never had any trouble with the police.
You just
So-
incriminated yourself on air. So
Police, come over immediately.
So I ran to another corner of the building and just sort of, I don't know why I was waiting it out, but I was.
when the cops came,
Just kept playing horses in like a room by myself.
crying.
Yeah, fell asleep, woke up at 7 a.m. So everyone thinks I had this big night, but what I really did was
You just had a nap.
I just went and had a
You
nap.
just listened to Daryl Braithwaite and had a good snooze. That sounds like a pretty good night.
That's great. It's not the same without Fev, though.
Well, I hope tonight really delivers, and let's do it, boys. We're all going. Radio Mark's coming. James will be there. It's going to be a hell of a night, and I hope, let's come in Monday and all reflect on what a night it was.
Oh, absolutely. You know
do
what?
it.
I'm not going to come in on Monday. I'm just going to sleep here.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the morning, boys. This is Luke and Lewis for Schoolies. Luke, today is a very special day. Today is a momentous occasion.
Is it?
Obviously, you would know about it
Yep.
because
I have no idea what this segment is about.
No, we have our run sheet here, and it's specifically written down what we're going to talk about is a secret topic.
So yes, I'm fully aware of the secret.
yeah.
I'm not sure what the secret is, but I'm aware that there is one. So yeah,
Okay, well,
completely across
let me
it.
tell you, today is a very special day. So do you want to have a couple of guesses over what today is? What the occasion is?
Is it like a national?
Oh, yes,
something
national
day.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Everybody knows about it. I'm surprised you don't know about it.
National look like a complete fool because your mate spray tanned you around the office day.
Yes, but that's just a coincidence.
Cool.
So
I'm glad we're celebrating it.
Yeah.
God, imagine if we had done this any other day. We would have looked stupid.
any other guesses?
Is
What
it a
today
public holiday that I've missed out on?
It should be.
Perhaps. I don't know.
Okay, well, how about this? Here's your first clue, Radio Mike. So, what you got any guesses of what it could be?
Is it like the 1 month birthday of this show? Because that was like last week.
No, it's not that. It is a birthday, though, so you're getting a little bit warmer.
Is it your birthday?
No.
'Cause
You
that
don't
would be
know-
pretty
okay,
awkward.
Now I'm offended.
Yeah.
Okay.
When's your birthday again?
Jan 16.
Yeah, I knew that.
Mike, is it your birthday?
No, it's not actually.
No. Luke, is it yours?
No.
No. Do you want to have a guess on whose birthday it is?
No?
Okay. Here's your next clue.
I'm just looking for a kid.
I did know this!
It's birthday today!
Someone Snapchatted me this morning.
As if you didn't know.
I didn't think we were going to talk about it on air.
Absolutely, we're going to talk about it on air. Ladies and gentlemen, it is X Factor winner from 2011, Reese Maston's 22nd birthday today. It should be a national holiday. I'm celebrating.
I've just stood up. Sorry, I'm so excited.
I know, this is the best day ever, okay? So, I can't believe that you didn't know that.
But I did, and I didn't think we were mentioning it on air. I thought we were doing a private celebration for Reese to show some respect, because he's always in the public eye these days. So I thought, I don't want to bring him further into, he doesn't need to be mentioned on radio every day, because I'm sure he is always mentioned on the radio.
I did think of that, but but then I thought, you know what? It's Reese Maston's birthday. He's a young kid. He's 22. He's working hard. He's at the peak of his career. He's absolutely killing it right now. And I thought, what better way to celebrate his birthday than to get a very special shout out on Triple M Modern Digital by Luke and Lewis.
So is this how we're celebrating it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has really made my Schoolies absolutely complete. Radio Mike, do you want to say something for Reese?
Hey, happy birthday, man. I hope you have a really good day.
Yeah. Luke, do you want to say something for Reese?
Yeah, happy birthday, Reese. Sorry, I'm really nervous. Can I start again?
Yeah. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, you go.
Okay. Hey, Reese. It's sorry. Hey, Reese Maston. It's Lewis, number one fan. Luke might dispute that, but I am the number one fan. I just wanted to say happy birthday. I hope you have a good night. Whoa.
I'm just looking for a kid.
Give him a birthday.
I just want to say I was originally first inspired by Reese when I was in a high school band. We were called Sunday Heist, and Reese has a song called I Wish I Was a Rock Star.
Yeah.
And as soon as I heard that song, and I was like, mate, preach it, brother. And so Reese, thank you for that moment. I eventually became a comedian, but that's nothing against Reese. That was just my personal career choice change. And I only became a comedian just so I'd have the platform right now to celebrate his 22nd birthday.
Yeah. So, and anyway, you can't be a rock star because Reese is currently filling that spot. So, happy
Reese,
birthday,
if
Reese.
you want to retire, let me know.
He'll never retire, man.
No.
People won't let him. The fans wouldn't have
I
it.
wouldn't let him.
Luke and Lewis for Reese Maston's birthday. Luke, yesterday, the big boss came into our studio while we were live on air.
It was 2 days ago.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still so recent. I feel traumatized by it. I keep reliving it every day. It happened 10 minutes ago,
It was
didn't it?
Dave, our boss, 3 days ago, Mike's saying.
Oh, Mike's just, see? It's so recent in our memories that we just keep reliving it. We think it keeps happening. Oh, there he is. Oh, sorry.
And he came in when we were talking about we didn't get an invite to the Christmas party.
Yeah, and he burst into our studio while we were live on air and said that this is what happened. Also, quite a bit of discrimination going on. Oh, hey, Dave.
Hello, boys.
How you going?
You're invited to the Christmas party. and I am listening.
Boss Dave.
Did you hear that? He said, and I am listening.
And Dave always listens to our show. Well, at least he says to us he
says
always listens.
that he does.
We're on 5 days a week for 2 hours a day. That is a big call.
If Dave really does listen to our show every single day, he should get a pay cut because that's just too much leisure time at work.
Yeah, true. Our show's an absolute delight.
Yeah, so when we finished that show and we had a meeting with him, he told us that he came in to throw us a curveball live on air to see how we would react.
He actually said that.
Yeah, it was a test
He
to
was
see
like,
how
I
we
just
would
wanted
react.
to see you guys, what you guys would do. And I was like, those mind games are constantly coming from Dave.
Yeah.
So we thought, hey, let's give him a bit of a taste of his own medicine.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to throw Dave a curveball. Now, I tested earlier how long it actually takes for Dave to come to our studio from his office. So I've just, before the show, I recorded something of me testing how long it takes for Dave to come into our studio. Hey, Dave. How you going? Sorry.
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well. I'm just timing how long it takes to walk from here to the studio.
Okay.
Don't worry about why.
Okay, run.
All right. No, it's a brisk walk. You wouldn't run in the office, would you?
You probably would.
Yeah, you would run?
Probably would.
All right, just a jog? You would. This is about you.
I would and I do.
Okay, so a jog. All right, so I'm just going to test it. All right, so I'm running from Dave's office down to the studio. What are these bloody boys talking about on the radio? I need to stop them. What are they doing? Sorry, everyone. Just Dave Cameron coming through. Sorry, everybody. What are these boys doing? I can't believe they're talking about this on radio. This is ridiculous. I'm almost in the studio. Okay. Boys, stop talking about that immediately. So that was the test, and I timed it, and it takes exactly 25 seconds for me to jog from Dave's office to the studio. Now, because Dave is, he's quite an old man, what I've done is I've upped the limit for our test to 30 seconds. So, Dave, what we're going to do now is we're going to play a game.
It's our brand new game.
Is Dave Cameron, our boss, listening to the show live?
Is Dave listening?
Here's the rules. So, I have an idea for something I would like to talk about next. And Luke, what do you think of the idea?
It's terrible. I told you not to do it. I tried to rub it off the whiteboard this morning, and you insisted that we do this. And so we thought, you know what, this will be a good ultimatum.
Yeah.
Because Dave is the radio boss. He hates bad radio content. He
Absolutely.
despises it.
And I have some bad radio content that I want to
we
talk
got heaps
about.
of it.
So, Dave, here's the rules. If you are listening, which I'm sure you are because you say that you're listening all the time, I'm going to give you 30 seconds, starting in a little bit, to get to our studio. If you don't make it within 30 seconds, next break, we're going to pull out some terrible radio content. So, Dave Cameron, let's play Are You Listening? Initiate countdown to Dave. 30 seconds. Okay,
So
Dave.
I'm assuming now he's just leaving his office. He's
Yes.
probably running.
Yeah, he would have to be
he'd
running.
just be past the kitchen now in the corridor.
Yeah, so it's very suspense.
Seconds today.
Now he'd be surely
seconds.
if he was going to make it, he'd have to be past the toilet block, which is about 50 meters away from the studio.
I'm ready to bring out. Can you see him?
I'm looking down the hall.
Oh,
7,
Absolutely no sign of Dave Cameron.
3,
Failed.
2,
I can't see him.
1.
He's failed.
Dave Cameron has not made it into our studio, so we have officially proven, Dave, that you are not listening to our show. I would insult you for this and make you feel bad, but, you know, you're not listening.
So it won't matter. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah,
and which
because-
means that now I'm disappointed that now after the break. But you know what? This isn't our fault. After the break, we have to do, what's the segment about? Blankets.
You'll see. So, Dave, this is all your fault. It's time for some terrible radio content on Luke and Lewis for lunch. Just before the break, we played our very first game of Is Dave Cameron, our boss, listening to the show?
And for those who just tuned in, he was not.
No. So,
Despite him saying he always listens to the show.
yeah, he
which
always
is a big
tells
call.
us that we listen. He came in a couple of days ago to our show while we were live on air, interrupted the show just to throw us a curveball. He said it was a test, so we thought we would test him back to see if he was listening. We gave him a chance to run from his office into our studio. We gave him 30 seconds. It takes 25 seconds, but I gave him, obviously he's an old man, he's a bit unfit. Thankfully, he's not listening to this.
We can say whatever we want now because he doesn't listen, clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but we gave him an ultimatum. Either he made it into our studio in time, or I would bring a very bad content to the show.
Yeah,
is how you
and he's a
describe it.
radio boss here, and radio bosses hate bad content.
They're borderline allergic to bad content.
Yeah.
If Dave does listen to this, a couple days down the road on the podcast app because he wasn't listening live, as we just determined,
He'll be spewing because
Yeah.
he could have put a stop to this.
He might break out
just
in
come.
hives.
And we had a great segment planned, but we completely threw it in the bin.
Oh, yeah.
Disregarded it, and now we're going to do this. And even I'm against this. I'm part of the show, and I think this following thing that you're about to bring to the show isn't top tier content.
Well, look, Luke, I would apologise to you. I would apologise to listeners. I would apologise to Radio Mike, but this is Dave's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tested him, and he let the
And we
down.
would get Dave to apologise to you all, but he doesn't listen and he's not here. So
No, and he hasn't run in at any point, so he's still not listening. So let's do some bad content. Now, this is going to have to start with me recapping an earlier conversation, so it's already horrendous. I was talking with Radio Mike about how pre-recorded interviews work and how you can tell if a radio show is actually live. So if a guest swears in an interview and it's bleeped over, that basically means that it's not live. And what did you say that was?
I said that it's a blanket rule that if there's a bleep in an interview or something, that you know that it's not live. It's a blanket rule.
Yeah, and I said, well, hang on a second, Mike. Wouldn't that be a radio rule?
Not a blanket rule.
Yeah, because, see, that's a rule that happens in radio. I don't know why you're bringing blankets and bedding instruments into this conversation. It clearly has nothing to do with blankets or sleeping or anything like that. That's a radio rule.
And then I came in later on in the conversation. This conversation continued for about 30 seconds. Actually, this conversation happened in the duration of time that it takes Dave to get to the office here.
Yeah.
Get to the studio. And I actually said, hey, guys, maybe we should start, since we're on the topic of bedding and rules.
Blanket rules.
What are some doona rules? And then one doona rule we did all establish together as a group was that doonas should be put above the sheet always. And that is a Class A doona rule. Yeah. So
and you know what? I've just realised now that also is a blanket rule. Like you want your blankets on top. That's a blanket rule. Here's another blanket rule. You want to cover your blanket with a sheet so that it doesn't get dirty. So that's a blanket rule. Another blanket rule, you should probably wash those aforementioned sheets. That's a good blanket rule.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any pillowcase rules?
Sorry, I've just realised that wasn't this supposed to be bad content?
Oh, yeah, this is actually incredible.
This is a great radio chat. Do you want to do blanket rule Thursday? What's the day? Blanket rule Fridays from now on.
How about this, guys? How about this? Every Friday, we're going to play Is Dave Listening? And if he is not listening...
we talk about bedwear.
Luke and Lewis for Schoolies. Welcome to the show, everybody. So, hit the intro radio, Mike. Yes, Schoolies! I'm 23 and sober! Woo!
Schoolies Week with Luke and Lewis.
Sorry, everyone. We just invented a new dance during the break and we've thoroughly amused ourselves. So, this whole week has been Schoolies. Luke, you organised it for me?
Yes, Lewis never went to Schoolies back when he finished high school. So this week, I'm doing him a favour and giving him the Schoolies that he never had.
Yeah.
And how have you enjoyed your week? It's the end of the week now.
Look, man, I did think about explaining it to you and just telling you how I thought, but then, I thought, why don't I just show you an excerpt from my diary? So, here you go. Dear diary. Sorry. Dear audio diary, wow, Schoolies was amazing. After studying really hard for my VCE exams and then waiting for 5 years, I was finally ready to let my hair down and just go on Schoolies with the girls. Day one was incredible. I got a spray tan, I picked up people around the office, and I swore on live radio. I learned a lot, and I really found myself. Luke's organising skills are amazing. He's such a good man. Day 2 was even better. I beat Luke in Diet Ginger Beer Pong and got to give him a spray tan. Seeing him with his shirt off really made me feel all giddy inside. I need to ask my girlfriends back home how to tell if a boy likes you back. When I arrived at Schoolies, I was just a young, naive girl. But today, after Schoolies, and thanks to Luke, I feel like a woman. Until next time, audio diary, kiss kiss. There you go, man.
Wow.
I gave you an intimate insight into
And
my
I gave you a
diary.
sex change, apparently. That's great. I'm glad you had such a good week. It's good you came out of your shell a bit.
Yeah.
Came out of the cocoon and are now a fluttering butterfly.
I really discovered who I am
Yeah.
and what I'm all about. So I feel like a grown woman. So thank you very much, Luke. And,
and in saying that brings us to the end of Schoolies Week, but it means the beginning of Fist Bump Fridays. Let's get 'em up, boys.
So
What a great segment to end on an audio medium. Every Friday we fist bump, and you guys have to picture it.
You guys have to join in.
Yeah.
If you listen to this on the train, if you listen to this while you're driving, fist bump.
Don't
Unless
even use your imagination. Participate.
Actually, if you only have one arm and you're driving, don't fist bump. You'll crash.
Yeah.
But I imagine it's a very small portion of our audience is one-armed drivers.
Oh, that was good. And this is, of course, in collaboration with our celebration for Reese Maston's 23rd birthday.
Yeah,
we made a mistake before. Sorry, Reese.
Sorry about that, Reese. That was actually Wikipedia's fault.
Yeah.
I did Google it. and
Time
they haven't
flies when
updated
you're
it.
listening to banging tunes. So
Yep.
it's hard to tell.
So happy birthday, Reese. Happy Schoolies, everyone. And let's continue Fist Bump Fridays at the after
Christmas party tonight will be good. We'll be looking tanned, ready to go. You know what? Schoolies doesn't stop for us just because the show stops.
Oh.
Schoolies finishes at midnight.
Schoolies is an attitude, anyway. All right, this is Luke and Lewis for Schoolies. See you on Monday.